Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Tuesday, we're coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City beautiful Ocala, Florida. Hey, there's no better time to look for a new job than right now. You see help wanted signs everywhere. Well, the Home Depot, America's largest home improvement retailer leader, is bringing its associates and their invaluable experience to you virtually at home to help you consider your next career move. Today's job seekers look for employment opportunities that offer growth, flexibility, benefits, and shared values. The Home Depot's upcoming virtual Spring Career Day will give prospective employees the opportunity to learn more and discover open positions. This event will offer insight to corporate culture and introduction to specific full-time and part-time roles via day-in-the-life programming and a clear understanding of what sets each opportunity apart. Vice President of Global Talent Acquisition, Eric Schelling, he's known as the Home Depot's head of hiring. He's with us today to give you specific answers to questions you may have about career opportunities available in our city. Eric, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tom. How are you, sir?
A little cold in Central Florida. A little colder than I like to be in Central Florida, but we're going to warm up today, so it's going to get a little better. And it's going to be a little better for people around our area because Home Depot is hiring.
That's exactly right. We are hiring, and we're hiring in Ocala for about 260 associates for spring, which is our busiest time of year. And, Tom, like you mentioned, we have a noisy advertising market for jobs. And so job seekers are hearing from everybody, right, around different opportunities. And so this event, what makes it unique is it gives the job seeker an opportunity to go behind the curtain and hear directly from the leaders, talk to our division presidents, talk to our supply chain leaders, and have an understanding what's it like to work for Home Depot, what does career advancement look like, and where can they take their careers. So it's very different than just reading about a company's jobs online.
Tell a potential job seeker why a virtual career day is a must attend.
Absolutely. It's a must attend because you can be at home and you can be right in your sweatpants and your slippers and you can join this virtual career day and register. And to register, you want to go to careers.homedepot.com to register for the event. But you get to sit at home and actually talk to our associates, talk to our leaders, and you can go into breakout rooms and learn about different departments, different groups, and understand the ecosystem of jobs that we have here at the Home Depot.
What makes Home Depot a place that a job seeker would want to work for? And then even more than that, what makes a good job candidate that Home Depot's looking for?
That's a great question, Tom. I mean, a great job candidate is someone who just wants to put the customer first. We focus on customer service, so that's important to us. But why to work for Home Depot is pretty simple. We're a values-based company where we put our associates first, and we have been for over 40 years. We also have a wide range of health and personal benefits, from tuition reimbursement, paid paternal leave, 401k. We even have things like discounts on your cell phone bill. So all different types of perks for all of our associates.
You know, and a little add to that is Arthur Blank was one of the co-founders, and he owns the greatest football team in America. So that's a reason to go to Home Depot right there. There's a reason right there.
Tom, I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
You know, I remember the first one in the old Zayres building on Buford Highway in Doraville, Georgia.
Wow, that's a good memory. So you've been in that store before?
I graduated from Chamblee High School right next door, so I know a thing or two about Buford Highway and the old Zayres that was turned into a Home Depot and what it has become now. Beyond this virtual spring career day, though, Eric, what are some easy ways other people could check out the Home Depot opportunities, even without, beyond the virtual career day?
Absolutely. Always go to careers.homedepot.com. You can register for the virtual career day there, but you could also learn about all of our other opportunities as well as virtual jobs that we have available nationwide.
Now, you said that there's a specific hiring. We took this interview because you said there was specific hiring going on at the Home Depot in our area. Tell people again how many positions y'all are hiring in our area. When you say our area, are you meaning the Ocala Villages area together?
That's correct. So the Ocala Villages area, the stores that we have there, we're hiring 260 associates.
260 260 job opportunities in Home Depots in our area. That and competitive wages, insurance, stuff like that is offered to everybody.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Competitive wages, it depends, of course, on the role. It depends on experience and the types of location where you'll be. But very competitive wages and all different types of benefits for all of our associates.
And now you're not looking just for masters of electricity and stuff like that, although those people apply as well. Those trained craftsmen apply. But you're looking for everybody.
That's exactly right. So whether you have very little experience, that you want to put the customer first, or to your point, Tom, if you are a master electrician and you as well would like to go back to work or shift careers from being that master electrician to come work for Home Depot in our electrical aisle, any of those types of folks we're interested in.
Oh, give people one more time how do they get involved with this virtual career day? You told them where they can go to Home Depot without virtual career day, but how do they get involved? What is the address they need to go to? What is the process for this virtual career day?
Sure. The address, again, is careers.homedepot.com. On the front page of that website, you will be able to register for the event, and you register just putting some simple information into a form. And then when the event comes, you'll be able to be live within the audience of talking to our leaders, and you'll have breakout rooms to talk to specific leaders that you can choose to. There's panel discussions. There'll be leaders around distribution centers, even our corporate jobs and retail jobs, for job seekers to be able to learn more directly from those leaders.
You know, I've been a fan of Home Depot for a very long time, and it's one of those places where the older guys in my life, my father, my uncles, people like that, said when they went into that first Home Depot in the Zayres building, they were like, "Who needs a hardware store this big? This is never going to work." Boy, were the old timers wrong. My dad missed the boat on that one, and the Zayres Plaza on Buford the Zayres Plaza on Buford Highway will never be the same after the Home Depot opened there. I remember going to the grand opening. It was a big deal going to that grand opening it was a huge deal, the grand opening of Home Depot. I remember, I think I was like 14 or 15. It was a huge deal. We all went. There was food in the parking lot and everything. Oh, it was a big deal, huge deal.
Yeah, and we still do it. In summertime, we still do some of those barbecue events. And for those listening, the Home Depot is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where our first store did open over 40 years ago.
Yeah, and it made Arthur Blank enough money where he could buy my beloved Falcons and try to get them to a Super Bowl. So I'm okay with it. Eric, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for joining us this morning, and thanks for giving us this information about this virtual career day that people in our area can specifically go and find out about the stores in our area. 260 jobs. Eric, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you so much, Tom. We hope it warms up for you in Ocala today.
Ooh, so do I. Thanks. Yeah, 260 jobs. And, you know, no matter what it is, if somebody's hired 260 people in our community, that's a good thing. No matter what business it is, if they've dedicated 260 slots in our area. Now, it is just for springtime. He said it was the springtime hiring, so that kind of sounds to me like Christmas hiring. But, you know, it's part-time help, but gets you through the planting season. Speaking of the planting season, coming up next, it's Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin with In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. We're going to find out about just how bad it was last week, because it froze for a while. We'll talk to her next. You're listening to Ocala Talks on a Tuesday. We're coming to you from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the Brick City Beautiful, albeit chilly, but going to warm up to 72 today, Ocala, Florida. We'll be right back after this short timeout.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Bipartisan critics are decrying foul to the IRS new plan to use facial recognition software to confirm Americans' identities. While it's not a requirement yet, by the summer, those visiting the IRS website to access personal records such as tax transcripts, child tax credits, and more may first need to send a recording of their face to a private contractor to verify their identity. A federal judge rejected a plea agreement Monday that would have averted a hate crimes trial for Travis and Greg McMichael that had agreed to plead guilty to the hate crimes charges. Travis McMichael would have received 30 years in federal prison to be served alongside the penalty of life in prison without parole for murdering Ahmaud Arbery.
I told them very, very adamantly that I wanted them to go to state prison and do their time that Judge Walmsley gave them on the 7th of January.
Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, objected as she says she wants the McMichaels to do their time in a state prison. USA Radio News.
Balance of Nature's fruits and vegetables in a capsule, changing the world one life at a time.
It's really fantastic. I'm pretty active sports-wise, and no muscle strains. I get up in the morning, like no stiff back, nothing. I never get sick. I mean, literally, never get sick. And if I feel like there's a little something coming on, I'll take like the mega dose. Next day it's gone. I mean, just my overall health is fantastic. And I plan on continue taking this because I'm convinced it absolutely contributes to your well-being, to your health, to keeping you healthy. Let your body do what it's supposed to do.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or by going to balanceofnature.com and make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code USA.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Darren Spearman reporting. Peanut growers across the Southeast are invited to attend the Alabama-Florida Peanut Trade Show this Thursday in Dothan, Alabama. Ken Barton, Executive Director for the Florida Peanut Producers Association, explains what you can expect to see at this year's event.
Well, we open our doors to registration and the trade show at 8:30 on Thursday morning. As they come in, they will need to register for door prizes that'll be given away throughout the day. Just a variety of all kinds and types of door prizes, from cash to crop protection materials, you name it. Everything that's given away will be certainly of interest to anyone. The grand door prize that'll be given away that day at the lunch is $5,000 voucher for the purchase of any KMC, Kelly Manufacturing Company equipment. Or that $5,000 can be used for the purchase of parts toward KMC equipment. So that's the grand prize. Of course, they'll have the chance to visit with ag exhibitors from chemical dealers to equipment dealers, irrigation specialists, crop insurance, cell phone, you name it. If it's related to peanut industry or peanut production, we have exhibitors there sharing their information. So actually over 70 registered so far, and actually some new ones coming in. So we're excited for a full day. At 12 noon, we'll have a lunch, a catered lunch with a short program. So that'll certainly be an interesting session as well. So just want to encourage all the farmers to come out and enjoy the day on Thursday, visit with all our vendors and enjoy a great lunch and a good program.
So make plans to attend the Alabama-Florida Peanut Trade Show Thursday, February 3rd at the National Peanut Festival Fairgrounds in Dothan, Alabama. I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Today will be mostly sunny with a high of 71 to 73, then clear to partly cloudy skies this evening, low tonight 52 to 61. Partly sunny Wednesday, high tomorrow 75 to 79, then mostly sunny skies Thursday and Friday, high on Thursday 80 to 82, high on Friday 83 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club-style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
That's right. It's In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She's taking your phone call. 622-9622 is the number to call. Any questions you may have about your plants, your grass, your shrubs, anything that grows out of the ground in your yard, Carol Ann can give you answers to. Carol Ann, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Although if you don't have the answer, you can always find the answer.
I'll find the answer, or I'll make you think I got one.
Right, right. So you're layered again today.
I am. Everyone who knows me knows I hate cold weather, and yes, I stepped out of the house and went, no, I'm not wearing shorts today either.
36 was the low at my house last night.
I didn't.
2 nights in a row, it's been in the mid-30s after the hard freeze.
After that 26 degree or whatever it was, 24, 26.
I had 24 degrees at my house.
Depending on where you were. It was just too dang cold.
I had a friend of mine that lives in Cocoa.
Ooh.
31 degrees.
Yeah.
31 in Cocoa.
31, yeah. Now, for us, these were the coldest temperatures in approximately 4 years.
Right.
And in other parts of the state, this is 10 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Further down
Fort
in the
Myers,
state.
Fort Myers, it was coldest day in 12 years.
Fort Lauderdale, Miami, all of those places where the iguanas fall out of trees. And
there was a women's golf tournament, LPGA golf tournament in Boca.
Okay. Yep.
Over the weekend. Usually they're in shorts
or
or
skirts and yeah.
They were all in long pants,
and
jackets, turtlenecks, gloves on their hands.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, because it was in Boca this weekend.
Yes.
When they teed off at 7:15 in the morning in Boca, it was 38 degrees.
Wow.
In Boca.
Yeah.
It got the high in Boca that day was 68 degrees.
That's
Usually Boca's about 80 degrees.
Right. Oh yeah. Yep. It's yeah.
And we laugh, but that's cold. If you're not used to it,
is cold.
If you're not, if a low for you is 55, to get down to 35, 36, 37 is just as bad as freezing.
Exactly. It is. And actually even for down there, because it's down there they have many more tropical plants.
Yeah, because it's more tropical.
Because it is a more tropical location. Where we are subtropical, we can grow the temperate plants, and some of the tropicals, our tropicals become very, very tender and need protection.
I bet some of those tropical plants probably were not happy over the weekend.
No, especially because, again, we have been warm. We've been unseasonably warm, say, as that we were having high temperatures up into the mid to upper 70s, some 80 days, and our nighttime temperatures have been, in the 50s and
relatively
upper 50s.
Mild.
Relatively mild, but still, when winter hits us, it hits us hard. And this, and actually, I was telling, if anybody remembers, when was I saying in about September, we were going to have
last week of January and February ugly.
We were going to have a bad winter. Not the whole from December 21 to March 21 winter, but when we would get winter, which we did, It was rough. It was bad because we stayed so warm. We were not seasonably warm. We were not gradually cooling. Few of those little cold spells taking
We were
us down.
hot.
We were springtime. We were fall. We just suddenly got winter for a week, and I'm done with it. We can get rid of this, but I know I have another 5 weeks to go, and we've only had one thunderstorm, so we may not be done, even though the extended forecast, I mean, at least the next 10 days or 7 days.
Has us warming up.
Has us, well, no, it has us a little more seasonal, is what I was.
Well, we go to 80 one day, and then we go back to the mid-60s again.
Right. We've got 72, high today, 72, then 79, 83, 82. Then we've got.
Back in the 60s.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 64, 62, 64. So that's below average for this time of year.
We should be about 68 to 70, right?
70, 69, 72,
right.
Within there. So, and then the low is going to be 43, 42. Generally not a frost issue, but I've had a few people ask, and I did put it on the Facebook page, don't prune anything. Leave it alone. I mean, if it's a plant that you forgot and you left it outside, it's a potted plant, and it looks horrible, you might want to go ahead, bring it in the house, and just realize it's going to stay in the house until spring if you're going to try to baby it back.
I had a plant that I brought inside.
Yeah. Brought it in the garage.
Brought it in the garage. Thought I was good in the garage.
Yeah. It was just too cold.
It is. The garage got too cold.
Yeah.
And my mom is not doing well.
She's not, yeah. No.
Now, I could, she needs to be replanted anyway, but right now she's not doing so well. I really don't need to replant her now.
Right, no. Not because, like you said, you went ahead and you put her outside. You gave her a drink, right?
I did give her a drink.
Okay, Give her a drink. We really only want to water the stuff that needed to be, because I brought a bunch of my stuff in. Most of my stuff is in containers, and it came in only because last year's cold weather really burnt my more tropical hibiscus. And so it's like this year I'm going, I'm not going to take that chance. It took forever for it to bloom last spring because of that. So in the house it came along with some other things. But I watered them a couple days ahead of time. So I knew they were not going to need water while they were in the house because nobody wants a wet floor and you don't want to have to bother watering your plants. But when it went back out 3 or 4 days later, I'm checking them. I'm checking them as I'm bringing them out and going, okay, you don't need water. You do. This one doesn't need it. This one could use a little bit just because I probably won't water it a couple days after dinner.
Right.
And so I watered as was necessary for the plant. I didn't just go out there and turn a sprinkler on or soak everybody because not everybody needed the water. When we just wet everything, when we watered just a few days earlier, we actually can do more harm than good, especially when it's cooler temperatures. They're not going to take up that extra water. The extra water is not going to evaporate out so quickly as it does when we're hot. And
but
so just takes time.
There was a unique situation this weekend, though, that I think probably helped the water, probably helped dry plants out and everything.
The wind.
Because not only was it cold,
it was windy.
But, I mean, the wind was gusting 35 miles an hour.
The wind was outrageous.
How quick does that dry something out like that?
It does dry out, but you figure most of us had our stuff wrapped up still through that. So we kind of protected that from that wind as well as
had to use bungees to keep the blankets.
Almost, yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Because one night they blew up. We woke up the next morning. We'd wrapped everything. Woke up the next morning. It was laying in the yard.
I did have one cloth also blow off, and it was like, oh, I thought I had you tucked in there really good. So tucked it in better, and it stayed put. I got a couple things that are iffy on.
Well, we got
the
pool noodles around the
around the graft.
So we were able to, at the very bottom around that graft, put the bungee and the pool noodle protected the tree.
Help to do double duty.
How much longer am I going to have to cover these citrus trees? Because I see people in the yard in my neighborhood that have very developed citrus trees. One citrus tree is 15 foot tall.
Yeah,
you
can't cover that, right? I usually say when we're going to have temperatures like this, most of us want to protect it. Once it is well established in the ground, and the tree starts to get too large, you just can't cover it.
No.
You have to take the chances, and even even some of the ones that were covered, because where the temperatures went to, you may still have leaf drop. It's not going to happen tomorrow.
Both of ours drop. Ours.
What
We have very few leaves.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes it takes a couple of warmer days, and then and boom, they'll just drop all their foliage. It's not dead.
My
azalea's
a little upset with me.
That's it.
It was blooming.
Oh, the blooms aren't happy. Yeah, see, I covered mine to protect the buds, because mine were in
I
bud.
didn't do that.
And just to protect the buds at work, we covered azaleas to protect the bud and the bloom. I mean, otherwise, I knew the plants were going to be fine.
Yeah, the bushes aren't going anywhere. They're hardy bushes.
Right.
But all the blooms and everything's gone.
Well, that's just like a lot of times we'll get a nice bloom going, and then we have a huge thunderstorm and it knocks them all off. So, some years you get great show on the azaleas.
But it was blooming.
Like last year.
But it was blooming because we've been
unseasonably
warm.
Unseasonably warm, and just kind of consistently. That when the little bit of cooler we had, the buds set, and it was ready to go. The biggest concern is more people, like you say, citrus is blooming, and even that may have been blooming a little bit early on some of them.
Yeah, my citrus was blooming.
Yeah, and peach trees, pear trees, things like that will not rebloom this season. You might not get fruit if they were, if those buds were damaged or if the flowers were open, and any new immature fruit were on there.
Have you heard anything about how the strawberries came through?
I have not, but I had seen on the news where they were icing the fields. The plants can tolerate the cold temperature. It's the flowers, the berry, and the new berry that can't.
And it was cold down in the Lakeland area. I had a friend of mine who was down in Lakeland.
They were icing them in Sorrento, and I mean that they could actually, you could see a very thick coating of ice around these berries.
Well, that actually protects them, though.
Yes, it does. It keeps them at 32 degrees.
Let's go out to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning.
Yeah, what's
up?
up?
How are you this morning?
Good.
This is Corey. Okay.
Hey, Corey. You were in Lakeland in the cold this weekend.
Yes, we were actually. It was pretty cold as we drove down through Plant City. Actually, we passed a bunch of the strawberry fields down through there. A lot of them were pretty bare. I guess they had already picked quite a few down there. But yes, it was pretty bad. We were at a barbecue competition down in Lakeland over the weekend, and the wind was pretty bad. It woke us up around 3 o'clock in the morning. Some people had lost some tents and stuff like that. But yeah, it was pretty cold, pretty windy.
Yes, it was.
I have a quick question. I know barbecue. I do not know potted plants.
Okay.
We have 3 out front of our house. I think the main plants that are inside of them are those fake-looking plastic ones, but they're real, the croton, and I think one of them I can't pronounce, but I think it's something Maria T. somebody's plant. I don't know what it is. They look horrible because we did not bring them inside. Is that something that I'm going to have to pull out of the pot and make some new ones come spring, or do you think they'll be able to come back?
There's a good chance they'll come back. I wouldn't pull them out just yet. Give them a chance. I'd say probably early March. So give it another, say, 3 to 4 weeks, and you can go ahead and cut those back. You'll probably be able to tell where the top was burned. I mean, it's possible they got burned all the way through, but even then, if you're patient, they could come back. If you're not patient at that point, it would be that you could pull them out and replace them. But I would give them a chance to come back from the stems that are maybe a little lower on there. But say early to mid-March, you can go ahead and trim those back, and they should come back for you.
Awesome, perfect. Well, I appreciate the advice, and you guys have a great day.
You too.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks for the call. That's one of my buddies right there. He has a fantastic food truck.
I was going to say, sounds like a barbecue biz.
Man, he cooks some brisket like nobody's business. Ooh, I'm hungry about it right now.
I was going to say, you're going to make me hungry thinking of that. But
he's going to, when Susan and I, we had a wedding reception all planned and everything. it's been put back now because of my health issues
Right,
and everything.
right.
But he's going to cook for it when we have
sweet,
it.
sweet.
So, but that's a lot of people may have left some stuff out.
Either you forgot it, or you were out of town, or a myriad of reasons why you may have forgotten it. Maybe it got burned the last cold weather, and you just said, "The heck with it, I'll replace it in spring." A lot of times these plants will bounce back. It's not his crotons. It sounds like it might have been a Hawaiian tie or a Hawaiian boy. I'm not sure which one it was, but those plants surprisingly are resilient if it had gotten enough water, which it did rain before this front.
It did rain, yes.
It did rain. We actually got a pretty decent rain on that.
It was last Tuesday. You were here, and it was raining the whole day.
Yeah, it rained, and then actually I think there was some rain
Thursday as well.
Thursday,
there was.
Yeah. So we had that little bit of rain that helped to water some of those things that maybe just were too big to bring in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know my couple of my pots, I'm gonna have to get rollers because
Mom made it into the garage, but that's
as far as
she could go.
Yeah.
She could go. Good morning. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Morning, Hugh.
My Hawaiian ties didn't look too good. I watered the day before, and I had it covered up real nice, but I just took the blankets off this morning now, and they look kind of rough.
Yeah, I
don't know what's going on.
Let them be. Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Should we get more cold weather between now and spring, cover them up again. Only because you don't want, you're going to try to prevent further damage. Wait till spring.
Right.
They're ugly. We put on our blinders. We close our eyes when we walk past them and go, la, 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 I can't see this. And, leaves will drop off of it, or once the leaves get real brown, you can walk past it and they'll just fall off when you touch them. That's fine on doing that part of cleanup, but truly wait to do any pruning. We're looking at 4 or 5 weeks maybe is all you need to really wait. And then you can start at if you wanted to come back from the bottom, which you can do that too, you would cut it way low. But if you wanted to come back a little higher because it took a while to get that big, start at the top and just trim till you feel like you've got some good wood there, and let it be.
Yeah.
Let it. It should sprout out just above that, or just right about that cut.
What would happen if he wouldn't do anything?
It's going to come out from where it had good wood. Or good stem. Yeah, good healthy tissue would be where it will come out from. So whether or not it was all the way at the bottom or a little further up, and you can wait for that too. You can just go ahead and say, wait and see where it's starting to bud out, where that's starting to swell, and then just cut just above that, and you're ready and you're good to go.
Okay. See, I seen something very interesting on TV the other day, and I never heard of this before, but this orange orchard guy down here somewhere in Central Florida here, he had several helicopters flying over his orchard, supposedly pushing warm air down. I never heard of that before.
I had heard of it. I want to say, the citrus groves. I even want to say strawberries one year, I believe, may have even tried that. That just seems very expensive. But yeah, it keeps the air circulating to where frost can't settle. And I don't know how it's really pushing the warm air back down. I'm not sure how that works on that, thermodynamics kind of portion of it, but I know it will keep the air circulated. But with temperatures like we had, they used to do the old smudge pots to try to keep some warmth, closer to the ground. So it's an expensive measure.
They had several helicopters. It almost looked kind of unusual in a way,
Oh, I'm sure.
They said that it's been successful, but like you pointed out, it's got to be on the expensive side,
right. But you figure a big grove, probably they put that within their budgeting. It could be somebody that they know that they're partnered with. It could even be that the grove themselves
has helicopters.
Has helicopters, has access. That kind of thing.
It's a big fan blade.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, it was really interesting seeing that, because I had never seen that before. And you just would think by how the heck can that push warm air? I mean, it'll push air down, but is it that warm up there to help? I don't know. It just seems kind of weird.
I think the process, because I saw something on Modern Marvels and all about how they do that with crops and everything. And the process is because heat rises, the helicopter keeps that hot air from rising and keeps it down lower to the ground.
Got it. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, because heat rises,
right.
so the helicopter combats the heat rising and puts it back down, forcing it to stay down. Right, yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, it's something that was very unusual and interesting. So
sure.
I hope it works for those people because oranges is a very important part of being Florida here. So let's hope that's a good way of doing it.
Let's hope so.
Thanks for the call, Hugh.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and stay warm.
Yep, you too. Yeah.
That opens up a line. 622-9622 is the number to call. And right there, somebody called right in.
All right.
Good morning. You're on with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin.
Yeah, good morning. This is Michael. I'm just calling, forgive me for my ignorance or getting older and forgetting things. Had two questions. One was the thunderstorm situation in the winter. How did that work again?
Okay, Puxatawny Phil, we yank a groundhog out of the ground, and if he sees his shadow or whatever, but he lives too far north. My prognostication was always you needed to have 3 thunderstorms after the first day of winter. So after December 21st, we need to have 3 thunderstorms in order to usher in the spring. So far, we've only had 1. Because the last cold front has
I wrote it down this time of the number 3.
Okay.
Like I said, getting older and I forget things. But
sure.
My other question was, with this bad freeze that we have, and it killed off just about everything in my yard, bush and floral wise.
Right.
The elephant ears.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering when I cut the ones that are dead or died back, how much should I leave of that stem to protect the new growth coming up?
I wouldn't cut them. I would just let them melt. Let them melt, because they will. In the next few days, you'll see where they're still standing and they're black right now. They will just melt and fall down. That's going to protect the ground. And because they're going to sprout out once it starts getting warm. So you don't want them to. You want them to think that it still might be too cool for them. So let them do their thing. They'll sprout out around, through that when they're ready. And so again, like with anything else that's woody or anything like that, is just go ahead and wait till say first part of March. We just have to.
Okay.
We just have to ignore it.
I just got to put up with the ugly looking.
That's it.
Yard and stuff for now.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it. When woody shrubs and things like that, when their leaves turn brown, and they usually will fall off. So, or that you can touch it and run your hands, and those leaves will fall off. But just let the mush turn to mush. It'll feed the ground underneath it, and in a couple of weeks you'll be able to clean that up.
Well, I appreciate the information, and I appreciate your program, as
welcome.
Usual.
Thank
you very much.
Thanks.
That opens up a line, 622-9622. Yeah, the elephant ears, they're going to look ugly. They're going to look
they're
black.
going to look, but it's weird because they suddenly, all that disappears.
Because in the golf course.
Yeah.
I asked somebody about this, because at the golf course on number 4 at Muni, there's elephant ears that are 6-7 foot tall.
Right.
Well, now they're just black and starting to fall over and everything.
Right.
And I said, when are y'all going to cut those? And he goes, no, they just fall. They'll eventually break off. The new growth will come through. The old growth will just disappear. You won't even notice that it disappeared.
It has
and
so
it'll become part of the soil, and it'll help.
They have so much water in them that they rot very quickly, and so it should just disintegrate, rather rapidly.
Caller, you got 30 seconds, or do you want to hold through the break and just come back after the break? Caller?
Okay.
How about we just put you on hold and we'll get you after the break? Stand by. You're listening to In the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.